Good day and welcome to another episode of What's Happening Today, presented to you by Rapido News Network. In our first story, we will talk about UK's Prime Minister, that is Mr. Boris Johnson, who narrowly survived a confidence vote triggered by lawmakers in his own party. Post that, we will discuss the threat issued by Mr. Elon Musk to walk away from the Twitter deal. And in our final story, we will talk about the Russian Ukrainian conflict. So let's get started. In our first story, coming from the United Kingdom, UK's Prime Minister, Mr. Boris Johnson, has survived a vote of confidence triggered by his own lawmakers amid increasing dissatisfaction in his leadership. Some 211 Conservative Party lawmakers voted in favor of the Prime Minister on Monday, while 148 voted against him. Mr. Johnson needed the support of simple majority, that is 180 MPs, to win the vote. But the figure of 148 was worse than what many expected. It is also worse than the result of a similar vote faced by former leader Theresa May in 2018. She resigned as Prime Minister just 6 months later. The secret ballot of Tory lawmakers come at the time of deep dissatisfaction with Mr. Johnson's leadership and behavior in office less than 3 years after he secured a whopping parliamentary majority. Given the narrow margin of Mr. Johnson's win, there is now a significant possibility that he might face another confidence vote in the near future. Usually, if a British leader wins a confidence vote, they are protected from another vote for 12 months. However, there have been reports that these rules may change in near future, and the close nature on Monday's result could make this more likely. Now in our next story, Mr. Elon Musk is threatening to walk away from his $44 billion bid to buy Twitter, accusing the company of refusing to give him information about its spam bot and fake accounts. Lawyers for the Tesla and SpaceX CEO made the threat in a letter to Twitter on Monday. The lawyers wrote that Elon Musk has repeatedly asked for the information since May 9th, about a month after his offer to buy the company, so he could evaluate how many of the company's 229 million accounts are fake. Twitter CEO Parag Agrawal has said that Twitter has consistently estimated that this number is fewer than 5%. But Mr. Musk has disputed that, contending in a May tweet, without providing any evidence, that 20% or more are bogus. Shares of Twitter Incorporated slid 1.5% on Monday, likely incensing Twitter shareholder who filed a suit against Musk late last month for deflating the price of stock. Shares of Twitter are down more than 20% in the last month. Twitter said in a statement on Monday that it has been cooperatively sharing information with Musk in accordance with the terms of the merger, and noted that the deal is in the best interest of all the shareholders. What happens with this deal? Well, we will know for sure in the coming future. Now in our final story on the Russian Ukrainian conflict, Saudi Arabia raises oil prices for its biggest market of Asia by more than expected as the region's main economies ease coronavirus restriction, helping boost demand. The increase for July shipment resumes a streak of hikes that started in February and was only broken when state producer Saudi Aramco cut prices from record levels a month ago. Aramco raised its key Arab light crude oil for Asian customers by $2.10 a barrel from June to $6.50 above the benchmark. The market was expecting a boost of $1.50 according to the Bloomberg survey of refiners and traders. Aramco also increased all grades for the Northwest Europe and Mediterranean region. Price for US consumers were kept unchanged for the second straight month. The kingdom, which is the world's biggest oil exporter, raised price for shipments sold under long-term contracts after futures surged in wake of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Crude has climbed more than 50% this year to almost $120 a barrel. The market has tightened as flow from Russia dropped due to US and European sanctions. In addition, Asian countries such as China and Singapore are ending lockdowns that crimped demand in the past 2 or 3 months. All of these reasons combined, that is increasing demand and shortage of supply, are adding to the rising cost of crude oil. Now coming to the main battle, the Ukrainian president has visited the front line close to the fiercest fighting between his country's troops and Russian forces in the east, where a regional office said that the situation had worsened for Ukraine. President Volodymyr Zelensky visited the beleaguered city of Lysychansk on Sunday, just a few kilometers south from Severodonetsk, the main battlefield in the east where Russia has concentrated its forces. Ukrainian troops had a slight reversal of fortunes after managing to retake half of Severodonetsk, according to the governor of Luhansk province, where the city is located. Governor did not, however, go into the details, but said that the Ukrainian troops were still holding in their position in the city's industrial zone. Russia had begun turning over the bodies of Ukrainian fighters killed at the Azovstal steelworks, the fortress-like plant in the destroyed city of Mariupol, where the last death stand became a symbol of resistance against Moscow. Dozens of dead bodies are taken from the bombed-out mills, now Russian-occupied ruin, have been transferred to the Ukrainian capital of Kyiv, where DNA testing is underway to identify the remains, according to both a military leader and a spokeswoman for the Azov regiment. The Azov regiment was among the Ukrainian unit that defended the steelwork for nearly 3 months before surrendering in May under relentless Russian attacks from the ground, sea, and air. It was unclear how many bodies might remain at the plant. Meanwhile, Russian forces continued to fight for the control of Severodonetsk, an eastern Ukrainian city that is the key to Moscow's goal of completing the capture of the industrial Donbass region. President Volodymyr Zelensky said that the Ukrainian forces were holding their position in the city amid fierce fighting in the streets as Russia tries to deploy more forces. That was all for the major news update for June 7th. Stay tuned for our next update on the ongoing world affairs. We hope that you find this video useful. If you like this video, hit like. And for a continued update on what's happening around the world, consider subscribing. To never miss an update whenever we post something new, hit that bell icon. If you have any comments or any suggestions for us, please let us know in the comment sections below. Thank you.